And welcome back. Now let's enjoy more from Arsenal's double-winning season, this time at the expense of Man United, I'm afraid, Bobby. Their first meeting was at Highbury in August.
Bobby Stiles once more, acting as assistant to the referee. On by Kenny. Story has moved to the inside right position. Armstrong in the middle. Redford on his own. Story. Kennedy going in. Redford. Then he got Kennedy up with him, Armstrong behind him. Graham going in.
So a great win for the Londoners, and now we move on for the return at Old Trafford. Of course, Bobby, in 1970, towards the end, it was becoming a really difficult patch at Old Trafford, wasn't it?
Well, the '68 team that won the European Cup it was breaking up, you know, and changes were made. Younger players were coming in, and there was just it was a change of players, there was a few changes of management and techniques and tactics, etc. It was a really tricky period for Man United. And a difficult time to have to play against a team like Arsenal, who were the opposite, who were a team that were starting to gel.
And you relished playing a United that was beginning to show signs of creak.
Well, I think Manchester United, it was a good time to meet them, as Bobby says. They're rebuilding their side. A very unfamiliar side, really. When you look back at some of the names there, you couldn't even recognise some of them. But certainly one was there, Paddy Crerand, who is so familiar. And it's always been felt that if Paddy played well, then the Man United team played well.
Well, in fact, let's have a look at the teams. And why don't you have a look at the Man United team for us, please, Frank?
Yeah, well, I just mentioned Paddy Crerand there. John Fitzpatrick, who I remember well, who evidently seemed to model himself completely on Dennis Law with his style and everything else. Willie Morgan, who played outside right, tricky with the long hair, a little bit similar to George Best, Bobby, I used to feel, and Brian Kidd, who eventually came to Arsenal as well. Good player, Brian Kidd, and now he's assistant manager at Man United.
Indeed. And what about the Arsenal side? Let's have your view of that, Bobby.
Well, a few changes. Peter Simpson's come in for John Roberts and John Samuel's midfield player for Eddie Kelly. Other than that, it's the strong side that we always expected Arsenal, based on good defence, but at the same time, you know, great work rate, little Geordie Armstrong, and up front, strikers who'll put the ball in the net, Radford and Kennedy and George Graham.
And so to the game itself. Commentator Kenneth Wolstenholme picks it up for the kick-off.
Arsenal kick-off, facing a wee bit of a breeze, and they're attacking the Stratford end. Arsenal with the light shirts. Graham has turned into a fine midfield player. McClintock. To number 9, Charlton. Sartori making ground on the left. And here's Crerand. And Crerand in the game right at the start. Anxious to do well today. Quite a favourite here at Old Trafford. Story to Rice. Clintock. And Armstrong to Kennedy. And Rimmer narrowing the angle very well. Sartori to Best. And Dunn filling the gap on the left. And out to Charlton. Wilson was first spotted by Manchester United and actually played 2 games for the United Juniors. Sartori. McNabb covering well with Craren to Best. He was looking for Charlton, but Charlton had come deep to find a bit of space. But United certainly sharper than Arsenal at the moment. Best. Best again. Obviously, Wilf McGuinness talking to during the week has worked wonders. And Best certainly coming into Arsenal now, fighting for every ball. And George Armstrong. Story racing onto the left. That's George Armstrong. First time Arsenal really had a menacing look in the whole of the match. Up there with him. Then Bob McNabb covering well in the Arsenal defence. Graham. Armstrong pushing through that beautiful ball to Samuels. Looking for Radford. And Kennedy. Radford again out jumping the opposition, and Kennedy is suddenly nipping in when defenders were waiting for the ball. Radford with the throw for Arsenal. Again it was Armstrong popping up when nobody expected him. Beautiful ball to Morgan. And Armstrong again coming to challenge back. To Watson. And Wilson. See to take his eye off that one. He almost dropped it. Was deflected. I didn't see the deflection, but Mr. Fussy was right there to see it from Samuels. So it's a corner. Radford moving in as the ball is kicked. Stab. Radford. Graham. And a goal scored by McClintock.
Frank had a solid left foot, didn't he?
Well, it bobbed around in there, but Arsenal wanted to get the ball most, and that's what happened. You know, the ball was knocked back in straight after the corner kick, and the big lad John Radford got up and just found a little bit of space. Yeah, we can see it here, you see. Out it comes, and I think it's McNabb, Bob McNabb here that jumps well. Look at that, you see. Gets it. Radford helped on. Up we go again, and it's left. Even Frank McClintock would score from there.
Deadly from 4 yards, but that's always a good sign for us, because any time in that season we went 1-0 up, we never lost a match. So the supporters even knew that as well. When we went 1 up, they used to leave 10 minutes before the end because we never lost.
We shall see.
Must have been a bit demoralising for teams as well with the defence.
Yeah.
Watson to Best. Arsenal snatching the goal, and United have been promising some fine things. They were playing really well. Done. Quarter of an hour gone. Arsenal 1-0 in the lead. But causing havoc in the air. Kidd. Best. Lying deep to try and pick up the ball in midfield. Graham across to Samuels. Graham finding Sartori. Kidd. Number 8 Best. Sartori. Prera. Arsenal's ball. So it's a case now, Kidd's got the speed. Well, he had to hit it first time, and McClintock just got his foot to it. And it's a corner. Manchester United's first of the match. Arsenal scored from their first. It's McClintock, number 5, the man who gave away the corner. Best to take the corner kick for Manchester United. Oh, very bad one. Radford to Kennedy. 4 men following up quickly so Kennedy could play it back. Armstrong. Son. Again, that lovely chip Samuels to McNabb. Arsenal certainly look an impressive lot when they're moving forward. Craren trying to direct operations in midfield. That's doing a bit in defence. Giving away a corner kick. The linesman was right on the goal line. Good control by the 3 officials there. Mr. Fussy, who couldn't see, looked straight at his linesman. He was right on the goal line, signalled it was a corner. Fitzpatrick, the little fellow, on the goal line. Oh, another lovely header by Graham.
George Armstrong with that great corner, Frank. He really could find his people, couldn't he?
Yeah, you actually could. He pinpointed crosses very well, but the header was quite superb, wasn't it? And I've seen George doing that quite a number of times. Again, in a Stoke City replay in a semi-final of the Cup, he did exactly the same, only a little bit higher right in the junction. Actually, I felt as though the full-back might have had a chance of heading that away there.
Number 6 came across his path,
yes,
didn't he?
Maybe that's incited him there, but certainly George Graham. What people forget, George Graham was a centre forward when he first started with Chelsea. Then he moved to midfield later on, you know.
McGuinness, who began the match sitting in the stand, is now sitting on the touchline. Best. Kidd. Get the pass well off the mark. This is the sort of thing that's likely to knock everything out of Manchester United, sap all their confidence. Kidd can't get away with that. Right into the player's back, must give away a free kick. Number 2, Rice, with the free kick. Samuels to Storm. Samuels. Oh, Kennedy getting the high one again. Morgan forward to Prairie. The Typical prayer and pass to Sartori. Best. Charlton and Arsenal chasing back in defence. Look at George Graham. Rather, little George Armstrong. Number 7. Raced fully 50 yards to get into that bit of action. Simpson. Graham. Strength for Arsenal is that they can score goals from any position. One has come from a back 4 player, second from a midfield player. John Samuels. Oh, it's a lovely chip. And Radford. Graham. Graham within inches of getting goal number 3. Best Charlton to Morgan. And again Morgan was hurried into that by George Armstrong, who suddenly came into the challenge. Ray Kennedy, back to Rice, and Fitzpatrick is up to United's rescue again. He's made quite a game, is Fitzpatrick. Rice, Kennedy, and it's 3-0.
Well, Ray Kennedy, I mean, that header again.
Yeah, well, Ray Kennedy was good in the air. I mean, we all knew this. He had a great left foot, strong shot, but I mean, his great asset was he was good in the air. And this was just a basic. I mean, look at our players here, 1, 2, 3, 4 around him, and he's the one that gets the header. Not only does he get the header, but he has the accuracy to put it in the right place. And it's really bad marking from our point of view. This. Hey, you know, the cross seemed to come in unchallenged, and so many people in there, but Arsenal want the ball, don't they? That's the difference between the two teams, it appears to me.
3 goals to 0. Manchester United trail at home. And when did you last hear this? The Red Devils slow hand clapped at Old Trafford. Morgan. Watson. Best. Watson. Now the crowd have given Manchester United already the slow hand clap. Arsenal moving so well off the ball, taking up so many good positions, they look to have about 15 men on the field. Sartori. Kidd, Best, and Best can have another go, and Sartori has scored. Carlo Sartori has scored.
So someone had to put the ball in the net at that point and just crept round the outside and Sartori got in.
Carlos Sartori actually started this move on the left-hand side of the field, but it came and it bubbled around so much in there. George had a couple of goes at it, trying to find a little bit of space so that he could swing his foot at it. Never really quite made it. And you watch Carlos Sartori just drifts around here, look. Finds himself in the right place and we score.
So with 3 minutes to go before half-time, that's the position. An unhappy one for Manchester United. At least less unhappy than it was a moment ago. And the whistle goes for half-time with 3 goals to 1, Arsenal in the lead, and that's the score and the scorers.
So Arsenal very much in command, Frank.
Well, playing away from home, and even though Man United were rebuilding, to go to Man United and go 3-0 up in the first half until they get their last goal was a great performance. And you can see why, because it's tremendous teamwork, a lot of hard work as well, and you know, little George Armstrong popping up all over the place again.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And in fact, also, as you said, Graham and Radford, you know, winning balls, going back to win balls and fight for them.
Well, George Graham was an elegant type of player, and then we moved him into midfield, and he didn't particularly like working hard, and that's always a difficult bit for a midfield player. They love it being on the ball, but chasing people and closing them down is a difficult side. And George just kept on working at his game, and you've seen in that first half he blocked a lot of passes and he got behind the ball, and it was all about teamwork again with Arsenal.
Yeah, it's sad to get that kind of reaction from the crowd at that point, though, Bobby, isn't it?
Well, they've been used to good things, you know, for a long time at Old Trafford, and they weren't used to seeing the team 3-0 down at home. And what would you normally do if you were a crowd and you waited all week to go and see your team playing in the 3-0 down? You slow hand clap them. There's nothing wrong with that if it works.
Yeah.
You know, it can work. Sometimes it has the right sort of response from the players.
Well, we'll be back with the second half right after the break. Back to Manchester United versus Arsenal, with the Gunners anxious to maintain their challenging position in the table. The score at half-time, 3-1 to Arsenal.
Manchester United to kick off, attacking the Stretford end, and the Stretford end looks as if it's going to give it all out support in this second half, and it's an uphill task. 3-1 down, and Arsenal playing so well. So off we go for the second half, perhaps Manchester's toughest half of the season. They were defeated 4-1 at home last week. Now they're trailing 3-1 at home from this week. Best. United's trouble has been that their build-up has been far too slow against this very composed Arsenal side. Best. Body check down by McNabb. Free kick to Manchester United. And in a appeal for a penalty as Kidd went down. Kidd looking a bit aggrieved, Mr. Fussy looking quite happy. Done. To get that to Creren, but there was Creren signalling that he knows that he made a back pass. Creren made it much too quickly, acknowledging his error. Kidd against Simpson, and Kidd winning it. McNabb quick to recover. Watson to Charlton. His best, he's got. He had done square of him. Charlton to Watson. Corner kick. Corner kick to Manchester United at the Stretford end. Charlton to take the corner kick. Fitzpatrick has got up into the penalty box, and Best soared up to that one. Got to him before Wilson. Splendid header by Best. Wilson must have been really shaken by that one. Lucky to get a second chance. Samuels. Sartori finding Charlton. behind his kid. Wareham back to Best. Morgan. And splendid work by Morgan. Brilliant bit of footwork by Willie Morgan, Scottish international, signed from Burnley for £100,000. They got a crack on the head then. Mr. Foster just going over.
Bobby, having experienced the really good days, and you know, with the climax of the European Cup in '68, and as you say, the side beginning to fall apart now, did you ever think of leaving at that point, getting away from Man United?
Me personally, no, so I never gave it a thought. No. I mean, the crowd boo here, but I mean, to be honest, generally speaking, if you really try hard, there's no crowd in the world that'll boo you. They'll only get on your backs if they think that you're not trying and you're not putting enough effort in. And you can tell by the second half now, we're going forward a little bit more quickly. There seems to be a better attitude, and the crowd will get behind us, and that's the way that it's got to be. But if you lax, you know, then they've every right to boo, I think.
Did anyone try and buy you when you were at Man United?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of, no. Well, nobody ever told me. I don't think Samat would have told me anyway. I don't think I ever gave anybody the impression that I wanted to be away. Yeah. So I think that they thought, well, it's a waste of time. No, I don't think anybody came for me.
Samuels. Graham. He saved it. River saved it. It's a corner. George Armstrong going to take the corner kick. Samuels. The ball bouncing badly for him as he hit it with that left foot. Perrin to Kidd. Kidd, 5 defenders around him. Has to wait for anyone to come up to help him. For Charlton. And Clinton very quick to come in there. Certainly Manchester United brightening up their performance. United coming forward. Sartori. Throw to Manchester United. Kennedy keeping the ball on his wrong foot to get it away from the defenders. To Radford.
Frank, well, that's situation at half-time, 3-1 up. Who would have given the half-time chat in the dressing room, Bertie Mee or Don Howe?
Well, Bertie Mee would probably start it off for about a minute or so, and then Don Howe would come in. But really, when you're 3-0 up, there isn't a lot to sort out. All you've got to make sure is that the players are going to have the right attitude in the second half. If they keep that momentum up and keep closing the people down, you shouldn't give a 3-goal lead away. Although Man United are putting us under a lot of pressure there. You always feel
the referee under pressure there.
Yeah, keep him down, yeah.
Unintentionally, no foul. Sartori to Best. And a fine save by Wilson. Wilson couldn't have had much time to see that ball. To remember about this game, the onus is on Manchester United to come out. What an error by Sartori. Armstrong for Arsenal. Armstrong. Graham to Radford, number 9. And surely Kennedy, no, a fine save by Rimmer. But what on earth was Kennedy doing there? Completely unmarked. Rimmer, a splendid save, but certainly a goalkeeper of his class deserves better covering. There's Rimmer organising his defence. And certainly this Manchester United defence needs a bit of organising. The attendance today, 33,182. 33,182, and that is 10,000 under the next lowest league gate at Old Trafford this season. Number 3 is done. Morgan. Oh, Charlton! Oh, a great save by Wilson. That was hit with that full-blooded right foot of Charlton, and what a great save by Wilson. That could have been the goal that United so dearly want. When things are going against you, they keep going against you. You can't expect the breaks. Armstrong to Samuels. Armstrong now to Story. Kennedy, Graham. Oh, inside to McNabb. And again, splendid goalkeeping by Rimmer. 6 yards out of his goal. Narrow the angle. 5 minute running by Bob McNabb, number 3. Well, Arsenal look as if they're chalking up 8 away games without a defeat. It's best. As best, he's tried hard enough in the second half, as indeed so many of the United players have. They lost this game in the first half. Oh, all over any second now. And it's all over with Arsenal the winners by 3 goals to 1. They didn't get that goal they so dearly needed to lift them. And so Manchester United crashed to their second successive home defeat, 4-1 last week, 3-1 this week, and in between, they've even failed to beat Aston Villa in the Football League Cup.
Well, you complete the double over luckless Man United at that point, Frank, but you still had a long way to go before you actually took the league, as you said.
Oh, I mean, the season's never finished till it's over, really, and even though you're halfway through, a lot can happen. You can either dip down that way or you can continue going up.
What were the qualities that Arsenal had that the others didn't have in that season to achieve that double?
Well, I think 11 good players and who are prepared to work very, very hard for each other, to sacrifice their own personal ambition and try and blend in as a team. And time again, during the both matches, you can see the work rate of the Arsenal side. Even the skillful players, they'll get back, they'll foray away, they'll tackle, and the general team spirit. You'll always get that for a team that's going for a championship. Usually has got tremendous team spirit, and we had that.
Success, generally speaking, breeds success as well. The more you get into a run, the more you want to play. You know, I mean, in Arsenal now, they've beaten Man United 3-1 at Old Trafford. They'll be dying for the next match.
Yes.
You know, and they're on a run. And they probably start seeing the winning post, you know. They start thinking, maybe the title is for us this year.
We actually started, Bobby, I remember very well, it's the old saying that we all have had for years, but we never let us talk about winning the championship at all. We banned that kind of talk in the dressing room. We let other people talk about it. Liverpool have done this for many years, haven't they? And that's what we did. We wouldn't let anybody talk about it.
Well, that elusive double was completed against Liverpool in the FA Cup final, despite being a goal down.
George to Kennedy. Radford. Oh, it's going to be the equaliser! Yes, by Graham! And Liverpool relax. So what a terrible, terrible mistake. McClintock takes the FA Cup from the Duke of Kent. On Monday, he took the League Championship trophy. Dr. Andrew Stephen congratulates him.
The pinnacle of your career, undoubtedly, I think, Frank.
Well, I think so. I mean, it was a magic week to win at Tottenham, to win the championship, and we had to actually beat them to pick up the trophy, and we did that on the Monday, and then going and playing against a terrific side as Liverpool, and after going 1 goal down as well, coming back and getting a double in the same week was fabulous. Really.
Did you introduce any differences in the cup run itself, as distinct from the league in the side?
No, we played very much the same all the way through, and that is a good understanding that you get. You don't have to change tactics all the time. Just keep on. When you lose the ball, try and regain possession. Everybody work like stink. When you get the ball, try and calm down and pass it well.
After that, when did Arsenal next win a trophy?
We actually nearly won the double the following year.
You
We
did
missed
nearly.
the championship by, I think, 1 or 2 points, and get beaten in the cup final with Leeds United. So in 5 seasons, in 7 seasons, we were in 5 cup finals, won the Intercity's first cup and won the double as well.
Looking back on that game, looking back on both those games, and looking at that Arsenal team, you're surprised how good they were now?
No, I remember at the time thinking, I think everybody was envious of the defence. They were solid, you know, Bob Wilson and all of them in front of them. Very solid and tough. And like Frank says, when they got 1 goal up, they didn't expect to lose. And it was because of this solid defence. And any great side always has to start from the back well. And they did. They were always tough. But it's been great, hasn't it?
I think so. I think we're going to get Frank to sign the book.
I didn't enjoy watching the Man United defeat, but nevertheless, you know,
I had a feeling you might not.
Arsenal have had great moments, and I've been really pleased that you've shared this with us today, Frank. And what I would like you to do is to sign this book if you would, and we'll find some good course to give it to.
Lovely.
But it's been great watching some of those old games.
Yeah.
It's been marvellous to have you with us, Frank.
Yeah,
really
thank you
very
very much,
enjoyable.
Dickie, yeah.
And I'm sure you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been great. In fact, I'll come next week as well.
Thanks, Bobby.
That's great.
Thanks
Frank.
for joining us, and we hope that you join us next week when we have another offering from Bobby's Football Scrapbook. Until then, cheerio.
Just listen to the crowd as Charlton leads out England.
Football is so exciting. I don't think that you can better it.
They're the 2 captains, Colonna on the right, Charlton. The referee, Mr. Lobello of Italy, was the referee in Lisbon where Manchester United beat Benfica 5-1.
Hello again and welcome. On this week's Scrapbook, we dedicate the whole of the programme to Manchester United's greatest triumph. Sir Matt Busby and Man United toiled for 12 years in European competition before it finally happened. The European Cup final in 1968, Bobby, was certainly a major milestone for Sir Matt and yourself. And what is your abiding memory of that glorious day?
Well, it was just such a big day for the club. It was the first time that any English team had been in the final of the European Champions Cup, and it was just a mammoth occasion. Of course, it was at Wembley, so we had, you know, most of the fans were going to be ours. It was just there was so much atmosphere building up to it. It was the biggest game since 1966 in the World Cup. And a major day. I mean, I remember everything I did almost for the whole day, you know. It was
As vivid as that.
The only thing I can remember was it was a long day, and I wanted to play the match. And I mean, from first thing in the morning,
that time.
We had bets on the derby. I'd never bet on a horse, you know, but we watched the derby because it would get rid of an hour, you know. But it was just waiting for the big event. It was
Well,
magic.
to help Bobby revive memories of that great day, we have one of his colleagues that took to the Wembley turf that evening and went on to spend 11 years as United's #1.
Defence split again. They're in terrible trouble on a great